Fritzy's day almost ruined. I said it's okay. Joe Montana always comes through in the clutch, Fritzy. Stop whining. Joe will join us. He said he would call in, right?
You're right.
Okay.
I should not have doubted that. I was
Okay.
getting anxious about the situation.
But Joe's not going to come in the first quarter to rescue and win the game. He's going to fourth quarter.
He likes to be dramatic. We got the dramatic appearance here.
All right. He's Joe Montana, Hall of Fame quarterback. You made Fritzy nervous there, Joe. Don't do that.
Sorry, man.
All right. How are you?
I apologize, Fritzy.
Yeah. There you go,
Apology
Fritzy.
accepted.
So are you more of a football fan or a baseball fan now the Giants in the World Series here?
Oh, I don't know. I'm more of a football fan in at heart, but wow, when the Giants are in there, it's fun when your hometown team's in it. A bunch of the guys live in the same building, so I see them all the time.
Are you a season ticket holder?
No. Too many games.
Well, you don't have to go to all of them.
I know, but you got to buy them all.
So these guys live in your building?
Yeah, a bunch of them. About a handful, I should say.
Do they ask to come over to see like memorabilia, your Super Bowl rings or anything?
No.
Really?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to be asking to see theirs pretty soon.
Yeah, you're calling your shot here. I had Kansas City winning.
I thought it was going to be a tough road for them in the beginning, but now that they're 3-up, I think they'll get one of those games back there.
I think they win tonight. I think there's a Game 7 here, but I'd hope there's a little bit more drama to it. I think the Giants have made it look a little easier than we would expect.
There was that stretch though that made you nervous.
Yeah.
You were the team coming to play them where they'd won 26 innings or something like that.
But you have Madison Baumgartner, and certain guys are great in the postseason. What is it about postseason that brings out the best in guys? Because you certainly know that. It's a different time. The stakes are higher, but people react differently to it.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. You just have to want to be able to be in that position. That you have to enjoy it. And some people you're always nervous, but I don't know. There's just there's a much better feeling when you get into the playoffs. But I don't know. These guys are starting to hit the ball. That's what would scare me if I was Kansas City, because for a while they weren't getting very many hits, and they were winning games crazy ways. And then all of a sudden now they're starting to hit the ball, which has been a big part of their comeback at the end of the year. So I'm going to take the Giants. Got to.
We always hear this, that players always say the game slows down a little bit later on in your career or a couple of years in. I don't know how long it takes for a quarterback where you say, okay, the game slows down. I sort of get it. It's different. What was it for you? And you see the progress with these quarterbacks now. They seem to be getting it at a younger age than maybe guys of your era.
Well, I think one of the things is that you just have to spend a lot of time. Once you figure out that it takes a lot of preparation to get there before the game for the quarterback, most of the time, if you look at it, well, a little, maybe not quite as much today, but for when I was playing, it was about 70-80% mental, the game. And once you start getting the mental part of the game down, and you start spending enough time watching video, then all of a sudden things just start coming back into you and going, oh my gosh, that's what I saw on film. There it is, and you almost don't believe it when you see it, and then you have to start trusting yourself. And I think that's where the big difference comes. Is these guys, instead of trying to make plays, they just plays start happening in front of them, and they start doing the things they're supposed to do. Like, they don't always have to throw the ball down the field. There's other guys down there that are talented with the ball in their hands, like we had, and those plays will happen down the field when it's right. And it'll jump out in front of you, right in front of your face.
He's Joe Montana joining us, Dan Patrick Show. Who plays now? What quarterback now would you be playing like if you played today?
I don't. Or if I was playing right this day, I'd have to be like Peyton or Brady because I couldn't move.
You might still be faster than Peyton right now.
I think I might be able to beat both of them.
In a 40?
Although I can't run from here to my front door, so
okay. So
I'll have to take that back.
Let's say you're in your early 30s. Who are you playing? Who's playing the position the way you would be playing it if you played now?
I don't think I would be running very often, but probably more like Drew Brees, somewhere in that neighborhood where we're throwing the ball, mixing it around, and a cross between him and Russell Wilson, where I know that they would have me running a little bit, only because that's what I did, but I didn't run. I won't run like Russell ran a couple games ago, but mixing one or two in on a run, that would be kind of how Bill would have me.
What do you think when, and Tony Dungy said this on Football Night in America, that Russell Wilson, it reminded him of you when he saw Russell Wilson play. Is that, well, what do you think when you hear that?
I mean, it's great to be compared to someone young and up and having a great year or career so far at an early age. But I just think he's making great decisions, and I think that's the one thing I learned from being with Bill was that I'm going to give you stuff that's going to happen down the field, but you're going to have to make a decision. Is it worth it at that point in the time of the game to throw it over here? Because I'm going to give you a couple other guys here. And, I always say the defenses are funny because if you hand the ball off, you hear this on TV all the time, and a running back goes and he gains 4 yards, you can't give up 4 yards on first down. But when you drop back the pass and you're looking down the field and that guy's covered and you drop the ball underneath to the tight end or to the running back and they gain 4 yards, the defense in their mind goes, we stopped them. Yeah. It's the same 4 yards, but it's a funny way that they think. And so once quarterbacks get that into their mind, it's just about getting first downs and letting those opportunities come, then things change for them.
It looks too easy for the good quarterbacks. Do you agree?
Well, the rules are a little bit different, but it's still hard. It's still hard. I mean, it's not, you can't just walk out there and do it. I mean, shoot, we did that crazy flag game, and I'm going, oh, my gosh, how'd I do this years ago?
Yeah, but you're looking at these guys, though, Joe. Ben throws for 522 and 6 touchdowns. Brady is throwing for 5 touchdowns. Peyton, what he's doing. Breeze, what he's doing. Rodgers, the really good quarterbacks, it almost seems like it's not fair.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a little bit of an advantage, but that's what the NFL wants to see. They want to see the ball thrown, and I guess that's what the fans want to see. I mean, they like watching a running back, but it's nice to be a quarterback and have a great running back in your backfield to turn in every now and then. Hey, nice run.
What kind of numbers would you put up now in your prime with today's rules?
Have no idea.
Don't be humble. If I gave you
Rice, I just don't know. I don't know. It would, and especially with the guys we had at the end of the career, we'd be throwing the ball a lot. When we had guys that can get the biggest thing that you see today, and they try to slow people down, and Seattle does it probably as best as anyone, is try to get up in your face and make your guys disrupt them early on the line, and then try to get to the quarterback. Well, that was perfect for our offense when you guys would want to do that, because we did a lot of stuff across the field. We did a lot of motion and movement, and we had 2 guys, especially on the outside, that were very difficult to get your hands on. And once if you missed them, then forget it, they were gone. And they had the freedom to do that in our offense. So I don't know. It'd be fun. It would be fun to be playing now, but I'm not. I wish.
Are gloves performance
enhancers? My
enhancers?
bank account would be bigger.
Your bank account would be. If are gloves performance enhancers for receivers?
No, I don't think so. You still got to catch the ball. I mean, how many balls you still see dropped, and they all wear gloves.
Would Jerry, if Jerry had gloves, how do you think Rice would it matter with his numbers?
Really, he wore them on occasion. He wore gloves, and but they're not the same as they are today. They were a little bit different.
Yeah,
a little more sticky today. But I think it's just a hand-eye thing anyway.
I'm looking at your longest run. You know your longest run, career run?
It was about 4 yards, maybe.
21.
Yeah, see, I think that was against the Giants, wasn't it?
You may have been running for your life against the Giants.
I know, but I think it was one where they said, "Oh, we're never going to let you do that again." I went to go out of bounds and step back in and kept running.
Peyton's longest run is 33.
Oh, man.
How embarrassing, Joe.
How'd they time it with a sundial?
I was trying to tell these guys, being on the sidelines watching a game and watching on TV is completely different. To watch Lawrence Taylor on the sidelines, I don't know how any quarterback kept his composure. And I don't know if there was any other guy who ran, that blitzed you or, was trying to sack you, that you just said, that's just not fair. Because Lawrence Taylor, at times, I just didn't think it was fair. He was that quick into the backfield and so much quicker watching from the sidelines.
Well, he was amazing to watch even on film, because then that's made you more nervous when you went to the game, because you're figuring out, how are we going to block this guy? You watch teams try to block him with the back, and he would just plow over the back. Didn't matter. And he's too fast and quick for most tackles. And the guards, he had a running start at most of the guards, and when he had dipped that shoulder, he usually handled them pretty well. But we had a guy named John Ayers, actually, that did a fairly good job on, as good as anyone I've seen, who passed away a number of years ago now. But John, they called him Bucket, and his lower half was bigger. He was bigger than his upper half, and then you would just look at him and go, "There's no way." But he did a great job on LT. But LT, when you watch him on film, I mean, it was always going, "Oh my gosh."
What was your nickname? Was it Joe Cool? They didn't. Your teammates didn't call you that, did they?
No.
What'd they call you?
Nobody. Nothing. Nose, anything. They used to make fun of my nose. Especially Charles Haley.
Oh, man. Okay. You can't tell Charles Haley stories on the air, but how crazy was Charles Haley?
Oh, he was as crazy as they come. It was funny. I mean, he didn't even stop it. It was so funny. We were doing, as I said, that flag football game, and Charles was there, and Alden Smith was in the locker room.
Yeah.
And Charles was going over there, and you could just see him going at it, and everybody's dying laughing because you could just tell what he was saying. And Mr. DeBartolo goes, "Oh my God, look at those two peas in the pod. How about if you had those on your team at once?" He goes, "We'd have won another couple Super Bowls." But Charles got the thing about Charles, the biggest heart in the world, biggest heart, unbelievable. You would hear guys talk about, they were trying to do something at their home or something. And the next thing you know, they go, all of a sudden, Charles shows up at my house. They're going, "Charles, what are you doing here?" I said, "Well, I came to help you. I heard you said you needed some help. You were trying to do this. I came to help you." Yeah, I like that all the time. In
film studies, I heard he was really entertaining, too.
Yeah, he was, we can't even go into that. He was, let's just say he had fun while he was.
You can't even clean that up, right?
No, you can't.
Yeah, I didn't think so. yeah, we'll call an audible. I'll leave you with this. Closer to a title, Notre Dame or the Niners?
Well, the way Seattle's playing, I'm going to say the Niners, but Notre Dame's been playing pretty good. They played. That Florida State game kind of changed my mind a little bit. Everybody was talking about their schedule, but they've still got a couple of games coming up that'll still test them, and we'll see how that goes. But I don't think USC is as good as they have been in the past coming into the game they got to play with Notre Dame. So we'll see. I don't know. I think Notre Dame's close too. I think the way other teams keep faltering, and they keep sliding back up in there. So I think they both got a good chance this year. Seattle, I think if there's one team that can definitely beat them down the stretch, and that'll be the 49ers. They'll be getting healthy and getting some of their guys back like Alden.
Well, Arizona's good too. Yeah,
Arizona's good. That division's tough this year. So.
All right. Well, good luck to your Giants tonight, as always, and thanks for joining us.
No, I appreciate it.
Thank you, bud.
Thanks for having me. Take care, man.
Right. That's Joe Montana, Hall of Fame.